Uh, Hi all. In this recording, we'll talk about the functions question that we have in the practice guide. So let's quickly go over it. So this question basically tests our understanding on what happens if we call a function with so and so values. So let's say we have two functions. The first function is called proc, and this function takes in two integer values, x and y. And whenever we call this function with two integer values, x and y, it is designed to return 2 times the value of x plus y times the value of y. So this means, for example, if I'm doing some statement like this in my main, like cout, and calling the function proc with values 1, comma 1. So essentially, this translates in this manner. We are calling the function proc with 1 and 1. So from the function viewpoint, x is going to be 1 and y is going to be 1. So all the function does is when x is 1, y is 1, the function is simply doing this 2 times the value of x plus whatever the value of y, is, multiply it with itself. So this is what the function is returning. So essentially 2 plus 1. So if I print this, this means we're calling proc with 1 and 1. When we call proc with x1, y1, it's going to return back 3. So this is essentially printing out a value 3. Similarly, if I make a function call to this function proc 2 comma 2, the only change for the function is going to be this time the value of x is 2, y is 2. So what the function is doing is 2 times the value of x plus whatever the value of y multiplied with itself. So this is going to be 4 plus 4. So it'll essentially return back a value of 8. So this means a value 8. Now if I call the function proc with 1 comma 3, this means x is 1 now and y is 3 now. So if x is 1, y is 3, this means this function is going to do 2 times 1, which is 2, and 3 times 3, which is 9. And if we add both of these together, which is going to be 11. So this function is going to return a value 11. So proc of 1 comma 3 means 11. Now, in addition to the function proc, we have another function called fun. So this function fun takes in an integer value and we are calling it as x. And all we are doing is we are returning 2 times the value of x. Okay, so in the same way like how we did, for this function, there will be a variable called x. So if we call function with a value 1, that means x is 1. When x is 1, this function is going to return back 2 times the value of 1, which is 2. So function 1 means 2 for the compiler. If we do the same thing, function 3, this means we are calling the function with a value 3. So when x is 3, this function is returning 2 times 3, which is 6. So this is going to be 6. Now, one last variant. If we are doing a function call like this, proc of function 1, comma, function 2. So now the way compiler looks at this is we are calling the function proc, but instead of manually specifying the integer values, the first parameter is going to be a call to function fun. So if we call function fun with 1, this will return 2 times the value, which is going to be 2. So essentially, for the compiler, it is going to look like something like this. Calling the function proc, where the first value is 2. And now the second function call for function fun is with the value 2. So if we call this function with the value 2, it is going to return 2 times whatever the value we gave. So it's going to be evaluated to 4. So now function call with the value 2 is 4. So now since we have decoded these two, function 1 is nothing but 2, function 2 is nothing but 4. Now we have another function called, which is proc of 2 comma 4. So proc of 2 comma 4 means x is 2, y is 4. So when x is 2, when y is 4, all we have to return is 2 times the value of x plus y times the value of y, which is going to be 4 plus 16, 20. So final answer for this one would be 20. So that's all for this video. Thank you.